DocTalk is brought to you by Boehringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Inc., the makers of Triangle Vaccines. Triangle, protection you can trust.
Hey there folks, Dr. Dan from DocTalk, and I am glad that you joined us today. Today our show is going to focus on steroid implant strategies for beef cattle, whether it's growing them on the suckling calves on the cows, moving them into that stocker or backgrounder operation, and then of course in the finishing phase. Stay tuned, enjoy the show, and learn a lot about steroid implants.
It must be an inherited trait, because I have never wanted to do anything other than be in the cattle business. And it's interesting, as I have grandchildren now, little bitty ones, all they want to do is go to the barn, swing a rope, and be a cowboy. It's something, it's a lifestyle that we have, the way we make a living, obviously, but it's really more than that. It gives us the opportunity as a family to be able to work together and enjoy each other's company and make a living at the same time. We've been using Triangle for years, and the reason we do it's been safe and effective, and we're going to continue to do that. We'll put the cows in the chute twice a year, spring and fall. 100% of our cattle get vaccinated with Triangle.
Closed caption brought to you by AgriLabs, the perfect pairing of performance and value. Hey there folks, welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson from Kansas State University's College of Veterinary Medicine, and I direct the Beef Cattle Institute. And today we're going to talk and take a little trip down the history of steroid implants. And I know that, first of all, what are some of the steroids that are utilized in steroid implants? And we use estrogen and estradiol, which is an analog of estrogen. We use progesterone, and we use trenbolone acetate, and that's called TBA. And TBA is an analog of testosterone. And when we implant steers, male castrated bovine, we're going to use estrogenic and androgenic, or the TBA combination implants. And a lot of the times when we use these products, we're going to be utilizing them to increase growth, improve feed efficiency, and to increase muscle mass within the animal. Now, some of the things have been talked about as far as steroid implants and safety. And I just want to go through a few of the questions that I get commonly about steroid implants. First of all, we've used steroids such as estrogen and trenbolone acetate since 1954 in beef cattle production in the United States. And one of the common myths that keeps coming up is that the reason why we see early puberty these days in adolescent girls is because of the hormones in beef. And that's just not something that has been substantiated in science, and it's not true. The thing that stimulates puberty in adolescence is fat content, whether it's humans or animals or whatever, the physiology, and once we have a certain adipose tissue content within the body then triggers the body to go into puberty. And with adolescent obesity and things that we have going on within this country, I think those are where we need to focus. Now, how big a dose of a steroid implant do you think we give an 800-pound animal? Well, usually the steroid implants that we're giving to these animals subcutaneously, one-time administration, is about the size of an Advil, or 200 milligrams, over a 150-day period. Now, I take 2 Advil every 4 hours or every 6 hours when I have a headache. So when you start to think about that, and I don't weigh 800 pounds, when we start to think about the small dose and the longevity of that dose, and then what we see as far as the improvement in feed efficiency, it's miraculous. And when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about that. But as far as safety and the content, let me leave you with this. If we take an 8-ounce steak from an implanted steer, we'll have about 3 nanograms of estrogenic activity in that 8-ounce steak. If we take and measure the estrogenic activity of a steak from a non-implanted steer, an 8-ounce steak, we have 2 nanograms of estrogen. If you have 8 ounces of tofu, we're looking at over millions of nanograms of estrogenic activity. And when we look at things such as cabbage, peas, milk, we have lots more, 100 to 1,000 times the estrogenic activity as what we have. And we're talking about a difference between implanted and non-implanted cattle being a difference of 1 nanogram per 8 ounces. How big's a nanogram? 1 nanogram per kilogram is equivalent to a blade of grass on a football field. So that one blade of grass on that football field is what people are upset about and talking about when you talk about the activist against steroid implants. When we come back, we're going to talk about the efficiency and the improvement in sustainability that steroid implants provide us in the beef industry. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching DocTalk.
This segment was brought to you by Brute Cattle Equipment, makers of the Brute Stealth Hydraulic Chute. If the chute fits, swear by it. Visit our website for more information. This Meet the Future Veterinarian is brought to you by Zuprevo. Choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment. Amanda Emery recently received an AmStut scholarship. Raised on a beef and crop farm in Indiana, she is a second-year vet student at Purdue University. Passionate about animal agriculture and public health, Amanda has served in Haiti with the Christian Veterinary Mission and is also pursuing a Master's of Public Health degree at the University of Minnesota.
Some call it a come-from-behind victory, an unlikely win, a reversal of fortune, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. This is our moment, our victory dance, because we choose confidence. We choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment. Ask your veterinarian to prescribe Zuprevo. Zuprevo is a fast-acting, long-lasting BRD treatment that you can count on to get the job done. Choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo from Merck Animal Health.
Hi, I'm Kevin Ochsner, host of NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman and Colorado Rancher. Join me each week as the National Cattlemen's Beef Association brings you the latest updates in industry information and market news. Plus, each week we provide important educational information and features on cattlemen from across the country just like you. And we can't forget our favorite cowboy poet, Baxter Black. Join me for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman, debuting Tuesday nights at 8:30 Eastern, right here on RFD TV.
Beef producers asked for it, and Norbrook delivers. Introducing new Enroflox 100, the newest addition to your arsenal for treating bovine respiratory disease. Enroflox 100 is an FDA-approved, ready-to-use injectable antimicrobial solution to treat BRD associated with Mannheimia hemolytica, Pasteurella multocida, and Histophilus somni in beef and non-lactating dairy cattle. Administered SQ as a multiple-day therapy. Consult with your veterinarian today about Enroflox 100, the new choice. Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
This segment is brought to you by Norbrook Laboratories, manufacturers of Enroflox 100, the newest addition to your arsenal for treating bovine and swine respiratory disease.
Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Doc Talk. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson from Kansas State University's College of Veterinary Medicine. We're talking about steroid implant. And first of all, we talked about the history of them being developed in the 1950s, how they've been around and utilized within our beef industry. Probably 90% of the fed cattle in the United States receive a steroid implant at some point in time in their life. And we talked about the safety. One of the other questions I get commonly is, well, if they're so efficacious in bovine, why don't we use them in swine and in poultry? And you know, actually in England, they tried utilizing steroid implants in poultry and swine. The difference is that they're a monogastric. And for some reason, implanting a monogastric, which would be similar to you, me, a dog, a chicken, or a hog, doesn't work like it does in a ruminant. And when we use steroid implants in cattle or in sheep or goats, they work quite effectively. And when we give estrogenic compounds to poultry or to swine in the early 1900s when they first attempted that, they just turned those animals to fat. And so one of the things that we have to be careful of when we look at these is that these products don't work in monogastrics, and they work quite well in ruminants. So we utilize them in ruminant animals. And the way that these products work is that the end outcomes are these. When we use a steroid implant in a beef steer, we're going to improve average daily gain by about 10%. We're going to improve the dry matter intakes in these animals of 4 to 5%, and we're going to improve the feed efficiency, or the efficiency in which that animal converts feed to body weight gain, by 10 to 15 to 20%, depending on the potency of the implant. And so these are huge. When we look at the use of technology today in the beef industry, that being steroid implants, if we don't have steroid implants and we try to raise the same amount of beef that we do, and we lose the feed efficiency and have to increase the amount of feed per pound of gain to produce the same amount of beef that we do today in the United States, we would need another cornfield the size of the state of New York. These are huge in reducing our carbon footprint. The way that these products work in the body is that they stimulate growth hormone. Growth hormone then goes to the liver, and we get an increased secretion of IGF-1, or insulin-like growth factor, which goes to the target tissue of the meat or the muscle. And we increase the protein accretion rates, and we decrease protein degradation rates. Muscle is constantly increasing, constantly building protein up and having waste product or breakdown of protein. And steroid implants decrease both within the bovine carcass. So that gives us improved muscling, improved yield. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit, because what these steroid implants will also do is they decrease quality grade by increasing muscle mass and leaving fat depots alone. So when we come back, we'll talk a little about the effects of steroid implants on carcass, and then we'll talk about some of the strategies we utilize to maximize both within the beef industry. You're watching Doc Talk, and we'll come back right after the break.
The BQA Tip of the Day, sponsored by Boehringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Inc.
Hello folks, this is Dr. Nels Lindberg with Animal Medical Center and Production Animal Consultation. Today's BQA Tip of the Day isn't so much a tip, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge to you producers, stockmen, cattlemen, horsemen, whatever part of the beef industry you're involved in, to get BQA certified. It's extremely important for your education, for the success of our industry, and also for the health and well-being of these cattle that we care for every single day. Nobody cares for these cattle more than we do, but it's very important for us to get further educated in this process. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is go to bqa.org, or even contact the Beef Cattle Institute at Kansas State University, and they'd be more than happy to help you through the process. It's easy, it's simple, let's get it done. Thanks.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
In the springtime, cattlemen need to be thinking of preventing important diseases like pink eye. Pink eye prevention includes management factors like good fly control, pasture management, along with a good vaccination program. Eyesight from AgriLabs has broad efficacy coverage as its origin from 8 different field isolates of Moraxella bovis. It is safe, smooth, highly syringeable, safe with young calves and pregnant cows, and provides superior protection against pink eye.
TrueTest Group, weighing systems, electronic identification EID, electric fencing, and dairy automation systems help farmers and ranchers around the world manage the performance of their livestock for ultimate profitability.
Hey folks, welcome back to Doc Talk. Dr. Dan Thompson. I want to talk a little bit about how steroid implants work. Specifically, we're going to give this implant to the calf. The calf is then going to secrete more growth hormone, which is going to then cause us to have more IGF-1 or insulin-like growth factor secretion. Two things are happening. One, we get a shift in mature body size. So if you know about frame score, we're just going to take a medium frame calf and we're just going to increase the frame score on that animal or increase the hip height a little bit. That increase in hip height then gives us more room on the carcass, makes that a longer carcass, a taller carcass, and allows us to produce more lean muscle mass. That's really the trick of steroid implants and how steroid implants work. From that point forward, we have changed the amount of fat to muscle ratio for that animal to reach physiological maturity. So as we shift the mature body size, we then increase the amount of lean carcass mass that can be deposited, and then fat is what determines when the animal's finished. Steroid implants have no effect on fat deposition, whether you're talking about back fat or intramuscular fat, which seems a little bit counterintuitive because we know that when we use steroid implants, we will decrease the amount of fat within the muscle, right? Decrease US quality grade. When we decrease US quality grade, we're decreasing the ratio of fat within that muscle at between the 12th and 13th rib in that ribeye. So really, the fat stays the same, but because we use the steroid implant, we increase the amount of muscle mass, our quality grade goes down. Back fat's not affected, so the big thing is on steroid implants, increased average daily gain, improved feed efficiency, decreased quality grade because we have increased muscling and they have no effect on fat. I think it's something that a lot of producers try to understand, and so we counterbalance that. When I use a steroid implant strategy with a producer, the first thing I want to ask you is, what is your goal? And if it is, I don't care about performance, I don't care about feed efficiency, I just want to produce the best quality carcass I can, then I say don't implant. If you say that I don't care about carcass quality and all I want is improved feed efficiency, I want the best average daily gain I can, then we're going to use high potency implants to get this done. There are three types of implants we use: low potency, medium potency, and high potency. When we look at the low potency implants, these are the Revelar G, the Synovex C, the calf type Ralgro. Those are the calf type steroid implants. Those are the ones that we use on suckling calves. Then we have the intermediate class, or the intermediate potency, medium potency implants. These would be like Synovex Choice, your Revelar IS, Revelar IH. Those are the intermediate types. And then the terminal implants are the final implant that we're going to utilize. And these are the implants that would be Revelar S, Revelar XS, Synovex Plus, and the component TES and those terminal implants as well. So low, medium, and high potency. When we come back, we're going to ask you what your goals are. We're going to tell you how to implant those cattle, and we're going to wrap up this show. Thanks for watching Doc Talk.
This is the fast track to more jobs and America's energy independence. Advanced performance is here now. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie Rodina.
And I'm Dawn Dawson with the Better Horses Radio Show.
For over 9 years, we've been bringing the Better Horses Radio Show to markets all across the Midwest. We talk about God, lots about horses.
We talk about cows, we talk about horse health, we talk to top trainers, and we even talk about Roy Rogers.
We are having a blast with Better Horses Radio Show and would love to take it to a market near you.
So visit our website at betterhorsesradio.com and let us or your local radio station know you'd like to hear it in your area.
The Better Horses Radio Show is unbelievable.
Cow-calf, stocker, and feedlot producers know that effective parasite control improves overall herd performance and profitability. Norbrook offers a comprehensive, economical line of pour-on and injectable parasiticides for every livestock operation. Consult with your local animal health supplier to set up a program that protects your investment and brings larger cattle checks this fall. See for yourself why the Noromectin line from Norbrook is the practical choice for your herd. Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
This segment is brought to you by the Beef Quality Assurance Program and the Kansas Beef Council, improving animal care and beef safety for more than 20 years.
Hey there folks, welcome back to Doc Talk, and we're going to talk about implant strategies for cattle coming into the feedlot. And the big thing is how many days are you going to have those cattle on feed and what are your goals? Again, if I ask a producer what's your goal and you say I want the best carcass quality and I don't care about gain or performance or cost of gain, then I'm going to say don't implant. But nobody's really concerned about not having improved cost of gain. This is a sustainability and profitable industry. And then if I say, hey, what's your goal? And you tell me I want the best possible gain and I don't care about carcass quality, which is decreased quality grade, then I'm going to say we're going to use 2 terminal implants on arrival, or not at the same time, but we're going to use maximum steroid implant efficacy throughout the feeding period. But generally, what we want in the beef industry is we want our cake and eat it too. We want improved feed efficiency, improved average daily gain, and we want a good carcass. So when we think about that, we're going to use an intermediate. So I break down, first of all, what's the end weight of these animals. So if it's steers and they weigh 750 pounds or less, then I'm going to use 2 steroid implants. If they weigh 750 pounds or more, then I'm just going to give them a terminal implant on arrival. So what I will do is this. Let's say we have a group of steers come in at 650 pounds. I want to give those animals a Revelar IS or a Synovex Choice or some sort of implant that's the intermediate type implant. And then at 100 days prior to slaughter, I want to come back in and give those animals, re-implant them with a terminal implant, which would be your Synovex Plus, your Component TES, your Revelar S. Some of those types of terminal type implants 100 days prior to slaughter. This will give us maximum performance and it doesn't affect quality grade. On heifers, we just slide that number back. Instead of 750 being my break, it's 650 pounds. And again, anything under 650 is going to get 2 implants. Anything over 650 or above, they're going to get the 1 terminal implant, Revelar S, Synovex Plus, Component TES, at the time of arrival. So, breaking it down by incoming weight, give the initial implant. The terminal implant then is 100 days prior to slaughter. Those are the general rules of thumb for implant strategies in feed yards that we use to simplify our implant strategy. As far as implant stacking or implants in the grower phase, if I have cattle on the stocker, I'm going to use an intermediate implant, and I'm going to make sure that I tell the cattle feeder when I send those animals at 750 or 800 pounds coming off grass what implant they had prior to, and that way they'll just give them a terminal implant. Work with your veterinarian, work with your nutritionist, and come up with a steroid implant that's strategy that's just right for you. Thanks for watching Doc Talk today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you learned something about steroid implants. It's something I have a passion about. And make sure you work with your local practitioner. If you want to know more about what I do here at Kansas State University, you can find us on the web at www.vet.ksu.edu. Thanks for watching Doc Talk. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson from Kansas State University, and I'll see you down the road. Closed caption brought to you by AgriLabs, the perfect pairing of performance and value.
For more information about this program or previous programs, go to DocTalkTV.com. Doc Talk was brought to you by Boehringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Inc., the makers of Triangle Vaccines. Triangle, protection you can trust.
It must be an inherited trait because I have never wanted to do anything other than be in the cattle business. And it's interesting as I have grandchildren now, little bitty ones. All they want to do is go to the barn, swing a rope, and be a cowboy. It's something. It's a lifestyle that we have, the way we make a living, obviously. But it's really more than that. It gives us the opportunity as a family to be able to work together and enjoy each other's company and make a living at the same time. We've been using Triangle for years, and the reason we do it's been safe and effective, and we're going to continue to do that. We'll put the cows in the chute twice a year, spring and fall. 100% of our cattle get vaccinated with Triangle.